Okay.
And it's working. Yay.
So
All right.
let's go around and state our names.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Eden.
Hi, I'm Belinda.
I'm Matt.
I'm James.
And we're all here for the assignment portion of our discussion. So
And
cool.
we're Team 9.
Team 9. Oh, yes, that's very important.
Yes.
9, Unit 5.
All
This
right.
is the
Alrighty.
feedback and
Feedback.
evaluation summary.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go ahead and go first to get it over with.
All right, there you go.
So,
Tissues?
huh?
Do I need tissues?
No.
I don't think you do, but James and Matt might need some tissue.
I need a box. Where's my box?
So first, I'm gonna go ahead and just go over my little bit on the self-assessment. Oh, what the heck? I have a pop-up over in the corner, like a notification. Okay, so one of the things that I felt was my strengths is my commitment. Really had to, that in order to make it work and be here for all the meetings and socialize during the session. So in order to be able to participate and be a productive member in the group meetings, I had to just be good at balancing my time. Super cheesy, and I don't know how else to state it. But there was that. And then something that I said I want to improve on is my accountability. While I was able to manage my time and complete all my assignments and whatnot, a lot of that just on the fact that not only am I accountable for my work, like I'm accountable for your guys' grades also. As a team, this being a team-based course, whatever we all give into the assignments affects everyone. So that kind of really was a huge driver for me, and a lot of it was holding myself accountable to you guys before myself. Because if it was just for me, I'd be like, oh, I can just redo it later or whatever. And it's like, no, I have to get this done ASAP, because if I don't do my part, they're going to get a bad grade, and that's not fair.
Right.
So I need to get better at that for myself and for others. So that was for me.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you guys want to just do everybody's self and then go back around to do other team members?
That.
Do you want to just get it all done and over with?
No, we can go. That was the hardest part for me, actually.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go next. So I think one of my strengths, not just in this team but in life in general, is my communication. I feel like I did a decent job, like telling everybody when I submitted assignments, when I uploaded YouTube links, and keeping everybody in the loop on things, whether it be via text message or discussion boards. So I think that's a strength of mine that I've always kind of valued. And as far as an area of opportunity for me, I think specifically it was time management. Just to back off of what Eden said, that yes, the teacher is going to give us an individual grade, but she's also going to give us a grade as a team. And if I don't read my learning materials or know what I'm talking about, I don't want to let the team down. So based on time management, like I had to do everything. I had to prioritize everything, and I had to make it work with my work schedule, because I didn't want to let Team 9 down, not knowing what we're going to discuss or not knowing the content of the assignment or X, Y, and Z. So I think I kind of did that okay, but at some point it was like fluctuating. I was like trying to backtrack instead of like already being prepared. So still going to improve on that one for me.
Didn't come across like that.
Okay, well, thanks.
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay, guess I'll go next. One of the areas that I think I would consider my strength would be experience in leadership. Just through the different types that I've been in, different levels of leadership that I've been in, I think that was definitely a strength for me because, well, I mean, coming up to the interview, back in the last unit, I was able to provide a wealth of knowledge, and y'all could take it as y'all wanted it to, and go with it from there. Whether you want to try to implement anything that I had mentioned into your own style, it was, I believe it was helpful. It's something you could take, you could utilize. An area that I need to improve on is something that, I mean, besides just this class or anything, is that I usually have a tendency to want to take control of all aspects of any kind of job. Okay. And I really got to work on that and pay attention because, I mean, I ran into bad situations by doing that, like overloading myself, being worn out all the time, exhausted, missing deadlines, things like that, just because I want to overload myself by wanting to take control. Kind of like throughout this class, I've kind of wanted to sit back a little bit more, even though as much as I really wanted to like, hey, let's go do this and let's do that and yada yada yada. It's one of those. Let me try to sit back on this and kind of let things go and everything turns out. So
Nice.
Cool.
All right. So for me, I think I'll actually start with the weakness first, or challenge, I should say. For me, it's just being able to mentally stay in the student role because this whole program, I like Matt and like actually everybody on this team have a lot of experience leadership wise, but it's more hands-on experience as a leader. And I really want to soak up all of these different theories, like we're learning about team structure and with ethics and all of that stuff. And sometimes as a leader, you can, I guess it'll be a little bit to piggy off what Matt was talking about, the control. It's like I know a lot of this stuff, but I want to expand what I know about it. So I would just say being a little bit more mentally flexible when I'm intaking information, or just regarding all of the, not just this class, but all the classes that are kind of laid out in OGL. As far as a strength, I try to be, and hopefully I was able to do that in this course, to be a facilitator. As far as not necessarily directing, but I don't necessarily have to use a basketball term, push the ball up the floor. It's just I like to keep the ball moving. So like when the couple meetings Allie joined us, when she had the type, I want to try to bring her in and get her involved and just make sure everybody has a chance to touch the ball, before we move to the next section or the next topic or discussion. So that's the role I definitely try to play in our virtual meetings. And then I also try to play, on other teams and in other situations that I'm in. So hopefully I was able to do that pretty good.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was evident. Like you were like, oh, and Allie said this in the chat box, or he texted this. So yes, thank you.
Yes.
Dun dun dun.
So I think that's a really good place to start with my evaluation of you, James.
Yes.
Communication was actually one of the things that I recognize as your strength because of how well you did that. You made sure that everyone was involved, and with Allie and her chat boxes. And Allie wanted to comment, or making sure that everyone that had their mics on will showcase something. Like if I had started talking and Belinda accidentally cuts me off and just has to share her point, you're like, oh, okay, great, wonderful point, Belinda. Eden, I think you were trying to say something earlier. Like you made sure that anyone that had to say something made sure it got out. And this topic, only the three of us had spoken, and Matt had just been kind of quiet. You would ask, like, "Hey, Matt, do you have anything to add to this?" And he's like, "No, I think you guys got it." But you made it a point to see if he had something he wanted to add.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yay!
And then I tried so hard. Something that we needed to work on, the same thing that when I submitted my thing, I literally didn't know what to put, so I just put NA. But like now, as we're discussing and I'm listening to you guys talk, I guess something that you could do, like even if it's just a little more, is relate more of the content to real life, like more examples. Like, and really, that's just me shooting off the hip.
Yeah, no, I like that because I didn't get to contribute a lot as a lot of my personal experience in life. You guys got bits and pieces, but no, I agree with that. Yes,
I kind of attribute that to myself, though. I'm kind of a chatty person.
Well, all right, I'll take that. Very good. Thanks, Eden.
Awesome. Good feedback. Good feedback.
Thanks.
Really
Both
good.
positive and constructive. So, yeah.
Nice. Do I go ahead and also give Matt his, or do you want to do James now, Belinda? Since we're focusing on.
Well, we can go around in a circle again. That way it's not so focused on an individual, I guess. Okay, so I did my assignment on Allie and Matt, and unfortunately Allie is unable to join us, so I'll give my feedback on James, just a surprise one. I would say the strength is making everybody feel welcome and not and making them comfortable as well. Like, you don't leave anybody behind, and I really, really like that. You incorporate everybody. You have that draw to make people have a collaboration, and it's cooperative and it's friendly and it's fun. So that leadership characteristic of that, I really like that, and I think that's a huge strength for you, James. So I appreciate that in working with all of you in this team. Yeah, and then for, I guess, opportunity, I honestly can't think of one, but I don't know, maybe to piggy off of what Eden said, sharing your personal experience and making it, I guess, relatable almost. Right. I guess, but you're awesome. So I don't know what you can improve on without actually working with you in person in your field, like in this virtual team environment. I think all of us did a fantastic job. So
yeah, it was.
And we all brought something different to the table.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Who's next?
Matthew?
Oh, Matt, you want to go, or I'll go either way? I'm fine.
You can go ahead. That's fine.
All right. Well, Eden, I'll do you first.
Okay.
It's just so funny because exactly what you said, that was the strength that I have for you, is that you did share so much about yourself personally, and like you were able to relate, a lot of topics, just like today. Like, it was just so funny as we were doing that today. I'm like, this is what I put as a strength for her. Like, it's great. And it's not that it's never really off topic. It may seem that way because, we all jump into the conversation, but then you have, in this case, 4 leaders, when Allie's here, 5 leaders. So we're going to, everybody's going to add value to whatever it is that you're going through. And I just think it's great when, anytime you can internalize something and relate it, make it relatable to not just yourself, to everybody. I think that was a great strength. And then also say that you brought a lot of humor and kept the mood light to our conversation. So I think all of us had that at some point, but you're really good at that. So I think those were definitely strengths. Again, I think like what everybody else said on this virtual team, there was really no negative, working with you. Just going off of our conversation today, I would just say, as you progress, like you're clearly a great leader, just make sure that you're confident about that. Like as you go into those new roles, just take that confidence in with you. And don't think that you're rambling. Like your stories are great when you're telling your stories. I know it may seem like that. It's just because, we're talking through this computer, but I would say, all your stories are great. So just make sure you're as confident as what we can see from a short time that we've been in contact with you.
Awesome.
Do I go again? Jump in there?
Okay. I guess since I picked you, James, and Allie, who's not here, I'll just kind of do a little, at the moment, constructive criticism towards Belinda. One thing I would like to say that you did well was that anytime you've seen something that needed to be done and no one else was doing it or no one else was coming up with any idea, you were there. You had it. It was straight to the point. That's great. And as a leader, that's a very, very great quality to have. Because you got to be able to see these things and to be able to accept it and then make a decision on it, or come up with these ideas, just on a moment's notice. You got that down pat. So, great job. Continue doing that. Moving forward, just to kind of go off what you had talked about, time management. I think we all get in ruts on things. It happens. It's part of life. Life gets in the way of some things. With work, school, family. It can be difficult. Just try to set your priorities. What's the most important thing to you? And then list that first, and then just kind of let everything else fall into place. I think everything will work out quite well with that.
Good advice. Good advice.
Good stuff. So I guess Belinda, I can do. Do I need to do another one? How are we doing this?
I think so. Maybe, right?
I think we only had to do one.
Okay.
Right for two, but only give one. I think
we only had to give one, but I think she had said something about this meeting should last an hour to an hour and a half.
Okay.
So just to add some more time, I'll volunteer my things on Mac.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
All right.
Be okay. I hope so.
You might cry. So I'm going to start off with the the thing to improve. So
okay.
I feel that even though it could use improvement, I mean, you still did a good job. And the way I'm going to word this sounds to start off sounds like that, but trust me, it'll all tie together. Just making yourself a little more relatable. Specifically, just humanizing yourself. You are a phenomenal team member and leader by what we've seen and, the questions we got to ask you in the interview. But something that not everyone got to see was your humor. After that first bit of the interview that we ended, when we stopped recording and James and Allie hopped off, and then it was just going to be the three of us, we all went to the ham thing, and we're all cracking up about it, and we're having a great time, and we all felt that we really related to each other in that moment. bring more of that to the table. Because again, back to what I was saying earlier about buoyancy, like making yourself human and being able to share that and show like, hey, I'm a person too. Like I can joke around, or just like I can do something to the conversation more than just my professional self. Like really creates that buoyancy. So there's that.
Okay.
Something that you were very strong in was just like contributing ideas and contributing your anecdotes to the content. Like you always, I feel like if it wasn't me, it was you sharing a story. And, oh yeah, there was this guy at work, last weekend who was just giving me a hard time, or just like you probably would have been the person to do all of that had I not been so chatty. But like, just you always had something to share, or another idea to throw in the ring, and it was good to see another perspective other than my own, like being shared and like being dissected. Good job, gold star.
All right. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I
Also
agree.
on your evaluation form, I wrote NA because I couldn't think of anything in the moment. And these things just come up in the talk. I'm glad she's watching this video as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Matt, I think you were great contributing with the stories that you would contribute, as we were talking about different stuff. I think that all that was very good. And just being I think the one of our greatest strengths is that, whenever you're talking or just having discussions with like-minded individuals, then it makes the conversation that much better. So I work with a lot of new entrepreneurs in a kind of a collective group of entrepreneurs that I created. And when we bring on new entrepreneurs, I always explain to them that, they have such a tough time trying to make the jump from, just working a regular job to being independent, because it's two different struggles that are going on there. And so, I always tell them you just have to be around like-minded individuals, this is what we're all leaders here. So we all, can communicate, and we all have some of the same problems, which is why even when you would bring up something, everybody would be able to chime in on it, because everybody has that leadership experience. So I think that was great. I think, Belinda, I described you on my portion I did for you as kind of, you were like the nucleus of all of this. Like, you were so calm all the time. The task was we knew the task was going to get done. If there was an issue, you would reach out to Dr. Shanley, just as Eden did. So I really thought that was great. And again, I don't have anything negative to say about anybody involved. So I just had a great time. I'm glad we all chose that Saturday when this class started.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for Eden, who was thrown in, and Allie too, because I don't think you picked this time slot, or I don't know, but I'm happy it all worked out, because we're a phenomenal team for sure. Yeah. No, I'm gonna be sad when it ends. It's like a week left. I know.
I'm like, do we have a meeting next week? Because I want to see you guys, but I don't think we do.
Yeah.
We'll share our Instagrams and Facebooks and stuff, so we can.
We'll be real friends, guys.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll continue. If you guys want it, I'll continue to send the midweek quotes and motivation and all that stuff. Yeah, we can.
That'd be nice.
That'd be great.
Yeah, the quotes have been great.
We're
They have.
consistent, guys. Before we get super cheesy, do we have anything else to share? Any more feedback or evaluations?
I'll go one more time, just because my person isn't here.
Yeah.
So I actually wrote this in the evaluation form. So in addition to doing Allie, I also did a assessment on Matt, and I just wanted to share one of your strengths that you provided, or you contributed to this team. I said, During the interview, he shared his leadership style and experiences on working in teams. Matt has a unique mentality when it comes to leadership. He believes in second chances. He leads by example with respect. He doesn't put his foot down unless absolutely necessary. And he trains and develops his members' potential to reach the next level. Plus, he puts the well-being of his subordinates before his own.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Cool.
This was a very painless process. Very good.
Yeah. No, well, going back to the content, thanks for everybody on their feedback and their openness to it. So it made
Yes.
this particular assignment smooth. So thank you.
Mhm.
I agree.
It did.
Yes, I agree. Well, all right.
All right. Was there anything else that she asked for? We introduced ourselves. We went through. We touched on everybody.
I think we got it.
Awesome. Yeah, I just don't feel comfortable giving feedback to somebody who's not here. So I
Yeah.
don't.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
We'll also have to email our evaluations on others to them. So that way, you know, if those of you who did someone that wasn't here,
Right.
they'll still be able to receive that.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You can just hear that right now. They'll still be able to receive it via email. So I think we can go ahead and shut off the recording now.
All right. I'll do that.